Good evening, YouTubers. We're in the kitchen this evening. Fiona is preparing something. What are you preparing? Looking very nice today. A new dress?
Yeah, sort of a dress. We've been shopping, haven't we, for new stuff.
Yes.
I got new shoes as well. I'm quite pleased with them. They were only €9 or something like that. They're just flat and they come in a nice colour, and they've got loads of them there, and they're really comfortable. I'm going to get a ton of them because I struggle to find shoes.
I think you look lovely, darling. So we were going to talk about the what are you making?
Liver and onion.
Liver and onions. Cool.
I love liver and onion.
Yes.
It's good for you as well.
Yes, it is. I used to hate liver when I was a kid. You know, my dad was going, "Oh, you don't know what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you."
I always liked it. I was always a weird kid.
But I never liked it, but I do enjoy it a lot now.
I used to drink vinegar as well.
I used to drink vinegar.
Did you? Yeah.
Well, I used to dip my finger in it and suck it, and then I'd just do the whole lot in, you know.
Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it? Why we're weird.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I always liked salt and vinegar crisps. They always... chips, they call them in America.
Naughty.
Oh, bad kitty. Kitty's after the liver. Do you remember the cat that got off with the sausages one day?
Yes, it was a ham.
Oh, it was a ham.
Yeah, it was a whole ham.
And you were in the caravan, weren't you?
Yeah. Anyway, the Orca. Yeah, loads of people have asked about the Orcas because I think they've only just hit mainstream news. They've been doing it for years, since the lockdown, COVID.
You were the first one to see Orca, weren't you, on safari? You found them.
Well, Tim sees them. He's seen them a lot. We see them on the dolphin trip. They only come in the bay about once every 4 or 5 years. You've seen them more than me.
Yeah, but we don't see them very often.
No, they...
It's been a good few years, before COVID, since we saw them last.
The pod that I saw, they were all boys. Or the boys had come over. Can tell a girl orca and a boy orca very easily. Girl orcas have the traditional dolphin, because they're dolphins, they're not whales. They have the traditional dolphin fin, you know, like a hook.
Yeah.
And the boys have a great big triangle, about 2.5 metres tall, like a windsurfer sail. So very easy to tell them apart. Young male orca have a small fin, but you know, it's still pointy.
Very pointy.
And from what I've seen of the video evidence of these orcas that are attacking, they're female, definitely. And they get hold of the yachts, it's the sailing yachts, they get hold of the rudder and go...
I got a video of my friend was steering it. The rudder was going, the orcas got hold of the rudder.
And they've been headbutting them.
Yeah.
And I just recently heard this theory, but I mean, they've been doing it. It was after everybody came out of lockdown. That was when I heard of the first attack, 2020. I don't know if they got used to the boats and because the ferries weren't crossing to Ceuta or Tangier. And maybe they liked that there were no ferries, and then suddenly the ferries came back. Maybe they were angry. I don't know. I mean, they'd never be run over by one. They can hear them coming a mile off, absolute mile off.
Well, for the benefit of those of you who don't know, I am reliably told the difference between a whale and a dolphin is the blowhole.
Ah,
and so,
not necessarily. Some whales have one blowhole.
Okay, but I was told that if you open the blowhole and look down it, if there's only one hole going down to the lungs, it's a dolphin. And if there's 2 holes inside the blowhole, it's a whale. Now, I was told that was the definition of, in which case the orca is not a whale at all. It's a dolphin. And so is a pilot whale. So, bit of useless trivia for you there.
There's other ways of classifying, but orca are a dolphin, they're the biggest oceanic dolphin, and pilot whales are dolphins. I had a big argument with a guy from the environment. He said, no, they're whales. And I said, they're bloody well not. Look it up. Guys, I mean, you get these people,
called the pilot whale.
They mean well, but they just talk shit like that idiot. I won't say who she worked for, but who used to tell everybody that dolphins lay eggs, for God's sake, and told everyone she was a marine biologist. Talk about a liar and a Walter Mitty. And she even convinced some people about a CGI picture of a sea turtle, which is just absolute fake and bullshit. She told everybody that was a real CETA. It was a bit like the goat on the advert, the Volkswagen. All the animal rights were protesting over a CGI bloody goat. I mean, you get these kind of morons.
Do you want me to open this liver?
No, it's alright. I'll do that in a minute. I've got to get net past you.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Don't know if you can see that.
Gordon Ramsay.
It's all in Spanish.
Yeah, it would be.
Filtered out.
I don't know if they pronounce it.
€4.25, and that's 4.77 kilograms. That can't be 4.7 kilograms. No. That's no way is that 4 kilograms. Oh, 0.476. You silly old fool.
There's quite a lot in that.
There's quite a lot there. It's decent.
So anyway, what's your theory? Why are they attacking the boats?
Why are they attacking the boats?
A lot of people are very scared, aren't they?
Lots of yachties have not been coming to Gibraltar recently because of the Orca attacks. And obviously, if you've got a yacht, you don't want your rudder chewed off, because if it gets bitten off, you've got no control over your vessel. You can put the sail up and it will blow along, but where will it go? You can't steer it. So a lot of yachts are really, really vulnerable, and it depends on the keel on your yacht. Some yachts have a deep keel with a propeller and the rudder built in, whereas others have just got a single rudder just hanging down on its own. And they're the vulnerable ones. They're the ones that can get snapped off. And they're all fiberglass, and they're not very strong.
Someone came up with a theory that someone had harpooned a baby orca, and that's what had wound them up.
Fishermen hate them. Fishermen hate the orca because what the fishermen go for are tuna, and they come into the Strait very deep. I mean, the Strait of Gibraltar, I think, is about 3,000 feet deep. It's very, very deep, 800 metres, something like that. Mm. And the tuna come in really deep, so the fishermen are really doing deep sea fishing there. And when they catch a tuna, they're thinking great, because they're worth about upwards of €600 each, depending on the weight. And there's some enormous ones that come in, so they're there winching them up, and it takes a while to winch them up because they're strong animals. They fight, and when they stop fighting and they're there winding them up, and when it gets to the surface, there's a head and a spine, and it's been eaten by an orca. The orca come up and go.
Pilot whales as well.
So the fishermen hate them. So there's a theory that fishermen may have killed.
I don't believe that.
I don't know, but they're not going to attack for nothing.
It's not just orca. Pilot whales do the same, and the orca and the pilot whales fight each other.
I've very rarely seen pilot whales. I have seen them on a couple of occasions.
They do hang around with the orca. They're not afraid of orca.
We don't see them here very often in Gibraltar. If you want to see pilot whales, you're better off going down to Tarifa. Because they do whale watching there. It's 12 kilometres from Tarifa to Africa. It's about 14 miles from Gibraltar. So it's a lot closer, and they go out into the middle and they just sit there for like 4 hours.
I think they listen to the fishermen talking to each other, saying, bloody orcas eating all my tuna, and then they know where to go.
Get the alert and they go and see them. So whale watching is different. We don't do whale watching.
They're not whales.
We occasionally see whales.
They're not whales, they're dolphins, aren't they?
Yeah. But we don't see them doing whales, not generally speaking. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And when we're busy normally, we're doing, how many trips do you reckon a year? 1,000?
Yeah, something like that.
No, it can't be that many. It's a lot. No, it's not. Do about 1,000 miles, is it? No, can't remember.
Well, anyway, we do a lot. Mostly we're in the bay.
We do a lot, but it's generally all in the bay.
The orcas are out in the Strait and round the corner, down towards Tarifa. So they're not really in our area, but they do pop in, don't they, once in a while, into the bay. They come in, and we watch them. They come very close to the boat.
I've got loads of photographs, yeah.
They swim right under the boat.
And they turn on the side, and they're looking at you like that. And
scanning the boat.
Oh, that's almost as big as the boat.
Yeah.
And you think it's got more teeth than a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Never attacked the boat, never.
But we talked to each other, and we said, if that thing just jumped up and bit someone's head off, I mean...
Can you imagine?
I think
on CNN,
I think the day they kill somebody, they'll start taking action and start hunting them.
Probably.
But they are protected species, I think.
People don't understand wildlife. They mean well. You get these environmentalists, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They do more harm than good, in my opinion. Especially idiots who claim to be marine biologists who go around telling people dolphins lay eggs.
And they're not.
And
They're
the
just
CGI sea turtles
bullshitters.
are real. That really irritates me.
Yeah,
really, really irritates me. And I challenged that person many times and said, where the hell did you get your marine biology degree? Or, well, I never actually did a degree, I've just been studying and by working on a dolphin boat. Oh, well, like my boss Tim, who's been watching them for 25, 30 years. Right?
We knew a marine surveyor in Brighton. I'm not going to say his name.
Don't.
But he claimed to have
Another
qualified on a Pacific island of the University of wherever. But it sank when the island sank.
So unfortunately,
So all his records were lost forever. But what he does is he sits there. I'm a marine surveyor. If you want to buy a boat, come and see me. So you ring him up. He says, "Yes, I'll come down." He looks at the boat. He says, "It's a piece of shit. Don't buy it." And that he just takes the money. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. Don't buy it. It's a piece of shit. Don't buy it. So I don't think he's ever approved a single boat. But he's got loads of money. And he drives down on a fancy new car.
A lot of people just believe someone. If they say, you know, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm a
is
that,
the
they
problem.
just believe
And
them.
you've only got to look at Harry and Meghan, who are just bullshitting all the time and lying. I mean, I don't even believe, you know, they say they've got 2 children. Well, I wouldn't believe that they're their children unless they can prove it to me, because they've told so many lies. I'd just say, no, I'm sorry, I don't believe you.
I'm not sure I believe
Prove
anything.
it. Prove it. I want to see DNA. I want to see the doctors, the birth certificate. Where was it born? You know.
That was all blank on the Buckingham Palace thing.
And that's the problem with liars. You got to believe people to a certain point, and once they cross that threshold, you have to consider everything they've ever said
That
to be
marine
lies.
biologist made me really angry because they used to tell everybody that if when they were watching the dolphins on a different boat to us, they were saving the dolphins because they'd given them little names like Pinky and Perky and Dolores and Hello Sheila. Dolphin doesn't know this idiot's given them names. Yeah. So this idiot was saying, I'm counting the dolphins. And I thought, well, they all look very similar. What are you, 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, darn, I lost count.
No, they were
1, 2, 3, 4.
The fins, wasn't she? She was photographing all the fins.
Fingerprinting the fins.
They're all different.
But then the same individual was telling people, tourists, saying, when our dolphin boat's watching the dolphins, we're killing them. The same dolphins.
Killing baby dolphins.
Our dolphin's killing them, but the one she's on is saving them. And neither boat is doing either.
Oh, she worked for the woman.
We'd better be careful.
There was a woman who ran a business in Tarifa.
Oh,
and
she warned me. She said, this woman is not a marine biologist. She's worked her way around 5 dolphin companies and they've all told her to fuck off, if you'll pardon my French.
Yeah, causing trouble.
She said now she's landed in Gibraltar. She's on. Oh, she's gone now, isn't she? She did work her way around, except with us. We didn't. We never fell for it.
We're not going to name her, of course not.
No.
But yeah, you get cranks.
So she did a lot of damage because
Cranks and loons. Cranks and loons. They're everywhere. Unfortunately.
Yes. I can't stand Walter Missy. In fact, I ended up going on a run because of a Walter Missy.
Yeah.
He said he was a pilot, he said he was a commercial pilot, he said he was in the RAF, he said he flew for the Red Cross, he said his leg got blown up
in Mogadishu.
And he said private jets.
Yeah.
He said a lot of stuff. It was like the Deirdre Rashid coronation story. Turned out it wasn't, but didn't even have a private pilot's licence in the end. Total liar, total bullshitter.
Yeah. Well, he said he got blown up and he showed a big gory scar like a skin graft from the back of his leg. And his sister went, oh, it wasn't. He goes, he got his brother threw a banger at him at bonfire night when he was a kid.
And then
these Walter Mitty's spinning it all the time.
He ripped off a really famous actress, really famous UK actress, and I met up with her and we compared notes about what a bullshitter he is, and he ruined her life, and he ruined my life.
Emptied a bank account.
Luckily, she's come back. She's come back stronger than ever. And luckily I've got you. So he didn't actually succeed, but he gave it a damn good shot. See, liars do damage. Serious damage. And that marine biologist, we lost bookings. People were like, oh, I hear you murder the dolphins. I hear you murder the dolphins. I'm like, who the hell told you we murdered? Why would we murder dolphins? So I do wonder who's come out with this bullshit about someone's harpooned a baby orca. I can't think why. Why a baby orca?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably her.
There's no such thing as a fast boat, you know. The fastest boats ever, you know, that you see in marinas and speedboats and things like that, they'll be lucky to do 50 knots. If you can do 50 knots, that's fast. Really fast. Most boats that we see do about 10 knots. If they can do 20, that's good.
No, goldfin can't.
And no, goldfin, I think flat out it can do about 12 knots, but you use so much fuel. And if you bring the RPM right back, it'll still do 9 knots. And you use half as much fuel, so what's the difference? 3 miles an hour. So we're only doing 9 knots. And then when we're watching dolphins, we're actually idle. You've seen some of the films we've done. And we're just turning the boat and following them and they're swimming away. It's impossible to hit a dolphin, okay, unless you're in an extremely fast speedboat and
but
you're
it
caught
doesn't,
them by surprise.
Tourists don't know that. And
Yeah.
it doesn't stop slanderers from saying that people do.
Yeah.
Liars and
Cities
total
with a
slanderers.
motive, yeah. Does happen. That liver smells good.
Yeah, we're getting there. Of course, it's not everybody's cup of tea, is it?
No. Well, everyone has different tastes. There's so many amazing people out there as well, and there's so many idiots, and it's hard when you interact with people. It's hard to decide who's an idiot and who isn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and because these common people, but most of the time they come across as really convincing the first time you meet them, and you like them.
Yes.
And then as you get deeper into...
Well, you thought that fella was all right. You told me he was all right.
I did. I thought it was all right. 'Cause
got
we used to talk
involved
about
with him on
flying.
your recommendation.
Yes. I'm a bad choice of characters. Don't take a character reference off me. I said to her, yeah, I think he's all right.
Turned out he was very far from all
He's
right.
very far from all right. Well,
Because once you get involved with those sort of people, they're like chewing gum in your hair. It's very hard to get rid of them. Very difficult.
Yeah. And they try and milk you for
I mean, as an example, I gave him my kitten because I couldn't take my kitten with me when I went on the run. And then years later I speak to this famous actress and I said, has he got a cat called, Baxter? And she said, oh yes. Yes, he's a pedigree cat. Both his parents were winners of the equivalent of Crufts, for cats. And I said, that's bullshit, that's my cat. It was a moggy. I bought it off a farm. I paid $10 for it. And I gave it to him. And they'd even had false rosettes made up. And they'd had photographs of them holding the cat with a rosette. And yeah, little certificate. What liars? What Walter Mitties? So anyone who went round their house, they'd see that and go, oh, your cat's a prize cat. Oh yes, our cat's won loads of prizes. Bollocks. I mean, she was horrified when she found out. She said, I totally believed all that cat stuff. I really thought that was a prize-winning cat.
It's all part of the false illusion that people put around themselves. Oh, look at me, I'm marvellous,
So you can see how Markle fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me.
What's the latest news from Markle anyway? Is there anything?
Don't know, I'm still giggling about fake car chases and all sorts of nonsense.
Because Lady C was saying something. What was she saying on that film?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sort of halfway through watching her moon.
There's lots of talk anyway that they've split up and he's going to divorce her. Well, we could see that one coming a long way away, couldn't we?
Yeah, but a lot of people...
We don't know if that's true or not.
A lot of people thought it would be her dumping him. And I agree with Lady C. She'll only do that if she's got a billionaire. But no, the Windsors are behind this. They'll get rid of her.
There's no way she'd dump Harry. She needs him too much.
I think she needs Harry far more than Harry needs her.
Harry doesn't need her.
Same as Disney.
Harry's life has gone downhill since he latched onto her. And this is it, when we get the big messy divorce, which will be worse than Amber Heard.
Oh yes, it'll be
far worse.
It'll be worse than the McCarthy's.
She'll be lining him up as a drug addict and a loon and wife beats her, children beats. She'll be coming out with everything. That's what I reckon.
The thing is,
just my opinion.
I'm not sure people will believe it or take her side. Because she's lied and lied and lied and lied.
I think everyone will be on Harry's side.
I do. I will. I'll be on his side.
Even though I don't like Harry either. But he's royal. He is actually...
I'm eating, mate.
Oh, she's eating. I can't turn the camera on to her. Don't turn her into a lady when she's eating. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to my liver. It's not done yet. How long is that going to take?
Not long.
Another 10 minutes?
Maybe a bit more. The potatoes have got to cook as well. I'm not doing mash today. I can't be bothered to wait for it.
Okay. Oh, I don't mind waiting. I'm not... dying of starvation.
I've got to check my phone because Ben sent me a message saying something like, my mate's winding me up, telling me there was some stupid film called Smokey and the Bandit, and I don't believe that ever happened. Kids are funny, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Burt Reynolds did more for police chases and drink driving, didn't they, than anyone back in the 70s. I was never a Burt Reynolds fan. I thought he was an idiot, I have to admit. Anyway, that's it for now. Maybe we'll do a live later or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We
I was
haven't
thinking
decided
tomorrow
yet.
would be nice.
Tomorrow? Are we going to do it on your channel or mine?
I don't know, and I'm not sure what time either.
We'll do it on her channel, because she's got more subscribers than me.
Well, we'll do it on either, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. The Galloping Gourmet here.
Galloping Gourmet. How's your liver coming on?
It's coming on. It's coming on. I'm getting there. I've got to trim the stringy bit off as well, because you complained yesterday.
You always get an elastic band in there.
I'll trim that off now, actually.
Good evening, and I'll see you later on. Take care out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. And I'm only joking.
Stop begging.
Catch you later.